How you like the pack?
Like it.
All right, guys, we're live. Welcome to SmallmouthCrush Live. A little behind, 8 minutes behind schedule. I'm your host, co-host Epic Eric, and our special guest,
Big JP in the house. What up? You guys are coming off the water, I'm assuming, right?
Not me. I'm home.
Oh, okay. Where you been?
I was in here waiting. I'm like, what's going on here? And then
you're in the background. So Travis, okay, it's on you, man. You were on the water today guiding, right?
Yes.
How you doing, man? What's that? I couldn't hear you.
I said I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, open the show. You are the host.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just did. I said welcome and my co-host and special guest. So,
okay, what do you got in store for us tonight, man? What's the show
we're going to
agenda?
have some great conversation, a little banter, and keep it short. So, I want to welcome everybody.
No beard. He's shaved. Look at that. Let's do a roll call. Who's in the house tonight? I've been keeping
Sean Byrne.
Sean.
Lyrad from Vancouver Island, British Columbia.
That's right. Who's new tonight, man? Doug Stewart was first. Man, Doug, way to be there first. E-Stack, LP Bass, Nate Coy. That's the top four. Flock Moosin. He said some funny things. Lee, Matthew Weimer, Wave Currents, man, Jig Squad. Kyle Downey, let's go. He doesn't want any ICAST talk, though. We won't be doing that. Don't worry, guys. Anybody new?
We can talk ICAST. I don't know what's new. What's going on out there?
I haven't seen anything. I asked the Teckle slash kicker because I asked the question. There's a new flat side coming out.
The pale
taking the bar.
Sean, is from the lighting.
Perhaps. I think it's because your face has been under that beard with all that sunshine.
I doubt it.
And I think you wear a mask. Well, not a mask, but the sun shield.
No, I don't wear a sun shield.
No.
I'll never cover my face with anything.
Don't be so touchy. I was just making a joke.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
All right. Let
man.
me open up with my monologue. That's what we do every day at every live with Smallmouth Crush.
Proceed.
No, I don't know.
Right.
Today was interesting. I tried to get on some fish, and it was tough. My buddy JP gives me some spots to check out. Meanwhile, the day before, he goes there and just wrecks them. Just fun fishing. He just drives up here to fun fish for smallmouth and just crushes them. So my clients the next day can't catch anything. So he'll just live in one or two areas, and then I got nothing. So that's what happened today.
So he just pounded them for all they're worth and then sent you there for the scraps.
He pillages the whole reef.
An entire reef. Like he
5,
bleaches
6,
it.
7, 8 pounders all day long.
7, 8 pounders. That's
and it sends me the waypoint to say, go check this spot out. It's loaded.
I got the pictures, man. I think your best were what? 27? Best 5? There were no 7 or 8s in there, man. No. I mean, he had some 5s for sure, right?
No, there was no 7 or 8 pounders. He's being over dramatic here. I don't really know. All I want to know is I'm sitting here doing the show and my boiler kicked on. I'm like, what the fuck, right? My wife, while I was gone, she ordered 2 new air conditioners. I came home. I put these air conditioners in the window. My house is so cold, I can cut diamonds with nipples, guys. And I'm going in the basement the last couple of days. Like, why is my basement so hot? I'll tell you why. The boiler's been kicking on because the thermostat is set to 60.
60?
Well, yeah, because I didn't turn it off because the freaking winter, dude, because it went crazy, right? So I just went up and I turned that thing to off. I cannot believe I've been burning gas the last 2 weeks because these new air conditioners are so efficient.
Wow.
Holy crap, I wondered why the basement was so hot.
Did you get the mini splits?
No, I got the extravagant 10,000 BTU window units that have a quiet option, so they're kind of quiet, right? And, but yeah, it's been a good couple weeks for Big JP's guide service up there in the St. Lawrence River. I'm not gonna lie, we're catching some real big fish. We're catching a good number of fish, and I really don't know how to explain it. I mean, I shared the exact locations with Travis, and he's not having the same luck I'm having, and I'm sorry for that, but
Well, don't smallmouth move? Aren't they kind of pelagic? Like, you know, if they like hang out on a reef one day, they eat all the gobies. Don't they move? They move, right? Smallies move, right?
Here's the text message I sent JP.
This is guide talk. This guide talk Monday. Yeah, this is like day 6 guide. This is day 6 guide v guide. Partners in crime.
Three
Misdirection.
things.
Who will
This
know?
is it right here. It says 3 things. I'm going to read that.
All right, read them up. It's from JP
3
to
things
Travis.
are happening.
Go.
3 things are happening. Either 1, the fish move. 2, you're a way better fisherman than me. Or 3, you're not specific enough of what's going on. I went all the way to your waypoint by the buoy. You have one on the hump. You said drift from the waypoint to the other waypoint. It takes about 4 minutes. I haven't caught a fish on that in 3 tries.
Interesting.
Now read my response, though.
I ain't reading that.
I'm going to read the response.
You read the response because you have it on your phone, JP, and you reply.
It says, 1, I'm an open book with you and share everything I have. 2, we are both solid anglers. And 3, don't know why you're not catching the fish. Maybe I spend more time in the areas than you. And I've been saying this for years, that I am willing to stay in an area if I know that there's fish and really try to figure out where they are for that day, because I do believe they move around a little bit.
Yeah.
And 4, maybe you want to get that new chip I've been telling you about for the last 4 weeks.
You can't get the chip. The chip doesn't work in Garmin or Humminbird.
What's the chip, JP? What's the chip?
I got a new chip. It's the Canada Great Lakes Navionics chip, but there's a little tweak and twerk you can do to it that makes it good. And I'm not really going to expose that tweak and twerk, and it's a pretty phenomenal little chip.
Where'd you learn it?
A friend of mine taught me.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, so if you don't want to tell us something, don't mention something. Anyway, there was a 4th option.
I was gonna full disclose, but you shook his head no.
No, you're supposed to not say anything about it. Do you follow me?
Listen, Eric, there is no secrets left with the technology right now.
It sounds like there's a secret. So now you're going to send people on this mission to find out what can you do to this new chip to tweak it, twerk it. You're going to twerk the chip or tweak the chip, or you got to twerk while you're tweaking the chip.
You got to twerk
That's what
while
I
you're
want.
tweaking. You know?
I'd like to see you twerk while you're tweaking that chip. Just that would be a very interesting moment in bass fishing history. Anyway, yeah, Steve Hardy said there was a 4th option on the list of 3. 4th was all of the above.
All
right. That's good. Good one, Steve Hardy.
We caught fish today. I'm just saying I didn't see what JP's been seeing in certain spots.
Have you guys had days like you had last year? Overall, how is the lake fishing compared to 2023 in 2024? Are you catching as many 6-pounders? Are they harder to find? It sounds like there's less clean rock. It sounds like they spawned earlier. Is this creating situations where it's not as good as it was in 2023? JP, you go first.
I feel that the areas that we normally fish are not as they're still productive, but it's not as easy as they were last year.
Okay. What's making it tougher in your mind?
I definitely put the work in to find some new areas.
Okay.
I think that the lake's definitely fishing different for me.
Interesting. Travis, you go next, man. Same question. Compare 23 to 24.
I have a fishing rod before May 10th. I can only judge by what's going on with my clients.
Fair.
With that being said, there's been some anglers on my boat recently.
Newer anglers, you're saying?
No, just it's a tough way to fish sometimes. So I haven't been to the lake.
Well, example, when you say it's a tough way to fish, what way are you talking about fishing? Drop shotting, dragging, drifting?
All the above.
Got it. Nedding, scoping.
All the above. So
accurate casting, shaking slack line instead of tight line, right?
the majority of the time in these football heads,
Yeah.
because it's easy if they listen to the directions.
And they're pretty easy directions.
Coach us
Yes,
through directions on a football head right now. I want to hear a live moment. I cast my jig. You tell me how
Okay,
far
ready?
to cast it.
Here's
Go
what
from
we
start.
do.
Ready. Let's go. We're on the water
'cause I
right
do
now. Travis
learning.
Manson. We
All right,
see
guys.
fish.
Ready?
Ready.
All right, guys, here. You take this as a half-ounce football. You take this as half-ounce football. I'm going to line us up right here.
Yep.
And so what I want you guys both to do is make a long cast pretty much in sync at the same time every time. This is going to be the theme of the day. We're going to be running these points. I need you to make a long cast. So
all
one
right, so
cast.
do you do a 3, 2, 1 countdown so we get it right?
Say, go.
Cast.
Right out here.
Got
go.
it. How
So
often do they cast
meanwhile,
in
my
sync?
boat's positioned properly, right? I did all that. I'm lined up. I have them fire away, and then we'll see. Sometimes the jig will swing a hard left from this guy and hit the water right by the bow, which means he
held on too long.
Yeah.
He released like it.
Sometimes the jig's gonna fly 20 feet.
Right, which is not a long cast.
The jig's gonna fly 90 degrees that way.
Okay, gotcha. So we're offline for the first cast.
I just make sure. So a lot of times, let's just say,
reel up. Let's do it again.
Yeah, reel up, throw. Okay, throw.
Okay,
boom.
boom.
Finally, to get a good cast in, right?
Right.
Now I put the motor. I put the motor in reverse. So now I go in reverse. I say, I need you to keep those bails open until I tell you to, and you're gonna get you're gonna understand when timing and stuff after a few drifts.
Okay.
So we're peeling line with the trolling motor just to get it out further. Okay.
I'm peeling line. Yep. Okay, gotcha.
All right.
Peeling,
like 30 seconds later, I say, all right, close the bail.
Okay, close the bail. So you're strolling. What was that called? Long lining. That's cool. All right. Then what? Now what do I do? I got my bail closed.
Then I tell them right away because they're going to start either reeling or twitching the bait.
Yep. What do you tell them next?
I say, I need you to hold your rods right here and right here. I want to see the rod tips. I'm going to be standing right here, so I need to see the rod tips every day. I know you're going to lower them eventually, but I'm going to probably tell you many times unless you can just keep them right here. It's very important.
Is it 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock position? Like if we go by the clock, 10:30. I'm at 10:30.
Depends how short they are.
I got you. Could be 11. Sure. Could be lower.
Right.
I got it. Okay. Got you. Want a certain level. And
if I got a short guy to my left, I want the other guy's rod down just a little bit so I can see the rod tips constantly.
Do you want me to have that line tight or do you want me to have a little bow in the line?
It'll be tight. Just let it catch up. You're good, buddy.
Tight,
keep it right there.
line.
Do not move the rod. I need you to hold the rod just like this and do not move it.
Yeah.
And now we're going. Now I say, listen, there's going to be three things. There's going to be bites, there's going to be gobies, and there's going to be snags. All right. Gobies is going to be a bite is either going to go thunk or it's going to give you slack line. And I understand you might not know when the bite's coming. I will tell you. I will say set. How you set is you lift hard and reel at the same time.
Yep.
And don't stop reeling until the line is really tight and you feel like you now have control or the fish has control of you and you let the drag do its work.
Do you want me to reel and pull or just reel?
Set and reel at the same time. So
pull set. I'm not snap set and I'm not slacklining set. I'm pull reel because that's a fine wire hook. It should be able to set the hook. Smallies generally set it themselves if you're pulling and reeling at the same time. All right, got it. Now what?
Now you're also going to get snags. You're going to feel all the rock down there. Sometimes you're going to go over smooth spots. You're not going to feel anything. So you're going to get some snags. Now your rod tip's going to just go over like this. I need you to not move the rod.
Right. Don't do what?
Rod, we're going to lose a lot of jigs today. Okay.
Okay.
That's going to be the hardest part for you probably. You need to keep the rod still. And
can I open the boat? What if the boat's drifting backwards and it's starting to get really tight and my drag's going, do I open the bail or do I just let the drag?
I will take the rod from your hand before that point.
Okay. So you give the rod to Travis. Right. And then we go get it unsnagged.
Sure.
All right. Or we break it off.
I normally can get the snag out without going after.
Do you teach them the bow and arrow so they get a little lesson in the bow and arrow? Okay. You just do it. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So that's how you coach your team.
And that's it. And I say, this is the theme. This is what we're going to be doing all day long.
Right.
Do not move that rod. That's the most important thing.
Don't give it any action. Just drag.
I'll
Dead
tell
stick
you when
drag.
to set.
All right, JP, let's talk about how you handle your clients.
All right. So the first thing
Just
I tell them,
speak to me as if I'm a client.
okay.
Eric. My
Eric,
name's
good
Eric.
morning. How's it
Good
going?
morning. Good.
All right, listen, man, we're going to be fishing deep today. We're going to be dragging jigs. First spot
Okay.
we're going to go to, I'm going to make the cast, right?
You're casting for me.
I'm going to
Well,
make the
JP,
first cast.
I'm a pretty good caster, JP, but all right, I'll let you try and cast for me.
I understand that, Eric, right? Everybody's pretty good at casting, but the first one, I'm going to throw the cast out for you, right? So that you can see exactly where I want you to make that cast.
Okay, gotcha. You're showing me the location of the cast.
Yes. Then I'm going to hand you the rod, and you're going to leave the bail open.
Right.
I'm going to be about a minute, maybe a minute and a half before I tell you to close the bail.
You're backing the boat up. You're long lining too, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can get an extra long drift or drag. Are you drifting as well?
280 to 320 feet.
Okay, so 3 feet per yard. Okay, gotcha. Wow, that's a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like 80. That's like 80 yards. Close to a football field.
It's just about a football field. Yes.
Yeah.
And then I tell them the same thing. I need your rod at 11, and please do not invoke any action into the lure. The river current is going to do all the action that you need.
Yep. That football head banging around. Maybe you could show them so here's what I would suggest this, guys. Can I just interject for a second? Even though I know I'm the customer today, JP, what you're saying is the river bottom is going to impart the action because the football head's going to be banging around. So that jig's going to be dancing as I hold the rod steady.
Yes.
Yeah. Give them a picture.
And I explain it to him. I say, once we get dragging, you're going to see your rod tip. I'm going to be watching it the whole time. And it's going to be hitting the rocks, ba-boom, 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 ba-boom.
Yeah,
and like Travis said, all of a sudden, if you're on a rock, it's going to bow the rod over and want to pull the rod out of your hand.
Sure.
If a fish bites the rod tip will stop bumping, but there will still be tension. Or you will get slacklined because the fish grabs it and starts swimming towards the boat.
Right. So if you lose feeling, do you coach them if you lose feeling with the jig, meaning like it's bumping, but it's still dragging, I can feel tension, right? And then all of a sudden it goes slack line, like I feel nothing and there's a bow in my line. Do you teach them to reel up and pull set?
Yes, reel up and set the hook.
Okay, gotcha.
And I don't want them pumping and reeling. I tell them to just set the hook and continuously reel.
Continuously reel.
The fish, a big fish will jump and it's about 80, 85 yards out.
Yeah.
And they love that. They love that, because it's so far. See how far away that is? Oh my God. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Right. It's like reeling in a mini marlin.
Yeah.
So real quick.
So that's the drill every day. How many jigs do you lose on average a day?
10
Depends
to 15.
on the client.
10 to 15. No, I said average. It could be max or less, right? But average is a number that's right. It's the average.
At least 10.
Yeah, at least 10. And then after 15, I start going and getting them. I just say, hey, listen, we're going through a lot of jigs. I'm going up to get it from now on. I really don't want to lose more than 15 jigs a day.
Right. Have you ever considered using a lighter jig?
No. Sure.
Okay, Travis, you said sure.
I use 3/8 quite a bit, especially if it's calm. And well, I'll be honest with you. I don't get an unlimited supply of jigs. Okay.
We thought you did. Explain.
No,
we don't understand.
So this is what I've been doing as we're talking.
Your design.
I don't know if you know it.
Yeah,
this
you're pulling rubber out.
Jig. This is their peanut butter and jelly color. It might be great for some people, but it's got way too much purple in there for me.
Yeah.
So I'm actually peeling off all the purple, and I have to do this because this was just a big box they randomly sent me, and it's not a color I choose, but it will work when I get this purple off for my standards. I'm sure you'll catch a fish on it. But
have you ever tried throwing a 1/4 ounce jig? Would it not work?
Yeah, it'll work because we drag Neds just the same.
Yeah. Okay. But so do the jigs get a bigger bite? What's the purpose around snagging so much and losing so many jigs?
Well, you got to realize, Eric, we're dragging for 6+ hours. So 10 jigs. I mean, that's pretty good.
No, and that's fair. That's fair. I'm asking you a different question, I guess. I know you're only losing 10, but you're getting snagged. I don't know how many times. I'm just
Not too
asking
many.
about the merits. Okay, fair.
You're
That's
getting
fair.
snaked 25 times a day.
Okay.
It goes
I
through it
mean,
pretty good.
yeah, that's reasonable. All
And
right.
if you took the time to get on the big motor, don't use your trolling motor. Well, you can.
Oh
but
yeah. No, you do the big motor pretty
with
damn good, man.
JP 300 yards out, just get on the big motor and have them reel. Don't
Yeah.
try. I see people
No.
do this all the time when I'm going up to the jig. Wait
Yeah.
till I get in front, and then it'll pop out every time.
Sure. Okay. Fair.
Sean had a comment, and I got a story, and I don't think they would mind me sharing. So
Share.
yes, I did have someone with the shakes last week, and
Okay.
I couldn't watch the rod. I just looked at his partner's rod all day.
Yeah, it makes it hard, man. My son was up there this weekend, and he's 9 years old, and if he's not catching a fish every 15 minutes, right, he gets bored and he starts playing the banjo with the fishing line, and he's moving his rod around. And I'm like, yo, dude, you got to stop moving the line and moving the rod. Hold it steady. You know what I mean?
Man, that's funny.
$60 in jigs a day and $150 in gas. We need to raise our prices, bud.
Yeah, I was about to say that's 210, man. That's crazy.
We need to raise our prices, JP.
Yeah, that's cuckoo. Or find a different way to fish for them and catch them just as effectively without losing such expensive gear.
If I'm using a little general on the back, those are $1 a piece as well.
Yeah, wow, man, that's crazy. I'm just thinking out loud, man. What have you ever like one guy throws the jig and one guy throws a Ned and see which outperforms the other?
I'll have guys drag tubes. I don't like the Ned and the jig at the same time because my Ned's pretty light and that gets a little. It's just I like them to be kind of the same weight and stuff.
Yeah. Check this out, man. Every time I take a drink, you guys will see the logo. What do you think of that? I think that's pretty slick. Okay.
Cool.
This is just a quick commercial break. Thank you for that commercial break sponsored by Epic Eric's Pass Lab. I got to drink more water. All right, so that's very interesting. Thank you. I'm just curious about how your day goes, what the techniques are.
Yeah,
so coach
if we drag a tube, we're gonna lose tubes. If you drag into anything, you're dragging the river. Well, depending on areas.
It's a whole lot.
Doesn't matter what weight. You get into a chunky rock situation, some of them rocks down there are on an angle. They're just going to chew you up.
No. That's absolutely fair. I'm just asking questions. Don't take it as you should do this. But $5.99 a jig versus a tube and a head is pour your own lead. That's like I don't know, what is it? 30 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents.
All right. Before we
it's a 5-to-1 cost.
I just want to give you guys everybody an update on the. I don't know if
how many strands of purple, by the way, do you really prefer? Once you're finished with that jig, show us.
0.
Oh, you pull it all out. You don't want any purple.
I don't need no purple. Just give me a brown jig.
JP, isn't that your signature color on the river?
Maybe that's your problem.
JP, isn't that your signature color?
Yeah, that's why he's pulling it out, Eric.
We don't have signature color. Every
Travis,
client, everyone associated with SmallmouthCrush knows that the sniper jig is the best jig out there.
Travis, that's JP's signature color. Maybe. Why do you pull it out? Are you jealous?
No.
You just don't want to fish his color because you know it works, and maybe that's why he's out fishing you?
It's too much purple. Listen.
JP, is it too much purple?
I got to give you a update.
Bring it.
Got some
we
boat
need
issues. I got some boat issues.
What are you talking about on the new boat?
God.
Again.
What are you talking about? What happened?
I broke down yesterday afternoon.
What?
Or I don't know when it was.
What? What happened?
All right. So you guys follow my Instagram stories. I've been doing a little salmon and trout fishing. It's extremely addicting. And
yeah, I
kind of think maybe I should just be a full-time salmon and trout guide, to be honest with you.
So you're going to drop Smallmouth Crush?
No. We'll have limited dates.
Salmon Crush.
I'm telling you right now, man. Ooh, it's fun. It's
So
fun.
why do you like it now a little bit more than smallmouth fishing?
I don't
Because you've
know.
been doing smallie so long, or talk to us.
Listen. I want, before we forget, Jeff said, sorry, a paying customer, that would be such a boring way to fish. I want to clarify that, Jeff. I talk to my customers in the morning and give them many options. And most of the time they want to just catch fish. So the most productive way to do that is drifting in the current. If they want to go learn LiveScope and drop on fish in the river, fine. If they want to run the lake, great. If they want to throw a net, if they want to throw whatever they want, we customize the trip to them. 90% of my customers just want to lean on fish, which is fine.
Fair. That's fair, man.
Do.
That's why you do what you do. So which boat has the issue, by the way?
Right.
People want to know.
Let me fit the Lund.
Damn.
So I went out yesterday. I went out yesterday and got a pretty good group of fish, and then I messed around relatively shallow, about 100 feet of water, and ran into some brown, which were delicious, by the way. I had that for dinner.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Big browns too.
Yeah.
But I'm out there by myself. I'm out there by myself yesterday, and I had a hard. I mean, it's a lot of tackle. It's a lot of you know, you can't just reel a fish up to the boat and grab them. You know,
lots to manage on your own.
Anyways, a lot to manage. So
yeah,
we get done, and I'm heading into the ramp, and I got halfway back in the harbor there, and the motor starts shaking. So I got an alarm on my vessel view saying fuel injector issue.
No.
So that's why I was late. I was actually running up to Marina just to drop it off and see if they can get it fixed. I know Richie would take care of me tomorrow, but I don't have time to drive down there right now. So I'll see the boat in September probably.
So you're missing fishing for personal fun and food. You don't have any salmon trips booked yet.
No, and I won't do salmon trips out of that boat. Unless someone's real tight with me and they want to go, we can do it. But it's not the right rig to be out there during all conditions.
Oh, you mean it's not big enough because you got to go way out?
I mean, Matt and I went out a couple days ago in some real sketchy stuff one evening.
Yeah, and he almost fell off the cooler.
No, that was the other night. This is the next night.
Oh, and it was sketchier still?
Oh, it was bad. We thought it was probably 4 to 6 footers while we were going out in the afternoon.
Oh my God.
And so we went out at I think I was doing about 18 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it took a while to get out there. And then we set up fishing, and the platform's fine with the rollers, but the wind kicked up and we had waves up to 6 to 8 on the way home in. But we were able to kind of surf them back in. So actually the ride back in bigger waves wasn't bad. So it's not a terrible riding boat, but it's a 20-foot aluminum tiller, you know?
How wet did you get?
We got splashed from some of the waves, but it wasn't terrible.
So in the fall, did the salmon and trout come shallower?
Well, they'll be closer to shore, but
right.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry. Dang, another motor issue. How's the new boat?
Good, real good.
Okay. So did you sell your old boat, or is the insurance claim settled?
No, it's not settled.
What?
It's not settled.
You want to tell us where you are in the process, or you'd rather not talk about it?
Not yet.
Okay. Are you feeling better about maybe reaching a resolution?
I guess. I don't think about it anymore.
I got you. It's just going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Dang.
Anyway, so we'll see how long we can get this boat back together. Today's trip was fun because they wanted to go walleye fishing later in the day. Oh, we crushed them.
Ah, that's awesome. Did they come home with some meat?
Oh yeah.
Nice. What was the big walleye? I'm sure there were some PB set.
Yes, but I didn't weigh them. They were all there was some big ones, 10 plus pounders.
Wow. What'd you throw to catch the walleyes?
Half ounce cotton cordell jigging spoon.
Are you kidding me?
No.
How cool is that? Did you sit vertical and you vertical jigged them?
You can. I prefer to cast maybe 50 feet and then work the spoon back.
Gotcha. And how do you work it? You just like snapping it on slack line and let it fall on slack line?
Yeah.
Or what are you doing?
That's another hard one for clients too.
Oh yeah, dude.
So since I was able to, they wanted some meat, I was able to fish.
Yeah,
I probably caught 80% of the walleye.
Yeah, but still, at least they got something. How many?
Yeah, we just filled, or I shouldn't say that. They caught their legal limit, and I caught my legal limit.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
But that's a fun bite, dude. That's a fun bite.
Right?
You're in 20 to 40, and you're ripping a spoon off the bottom, letting it fall on slack line, ripping, let it fall, rip, let it fall. And all of a sudden you go to rip and you feel like you have a snag. Yeah.
That's cool, dude.
And then they do fight. I don't care what anyone says, man. They'll fight for quite some time that deep.
They're diggers.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I mean, it's a big fish. It's 8 to 10 pounds.
Yeah. Well, we were able to get some. I mean? There's schools. There's different class schools out there. At the end of the day, we found a good eater size school. Because
what's a good eater in your book? What, like how big is a good eater? 3 pounds?
2 pounder, yeah.
Yeah.
Those big
two nice fillets.
Those 8+. There are some spots we can't. That's what you catch, giants. And then I also, they were struggling with the spoon, so I put a Ned rig on because there's the schools of walleye are not like bass. There's like hundreds of them. So I just cast in, and they'll bite a Ned too.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So we're trying to get Sean Lai to pass the bar quickly because you're going to need a good attorney soon.
Yes.
On many fronts, potentially.
I'm not sure what the so Canada has a size limit, so you may or may want to put your walleyes in a live well and get back to the U.S. side as quickly as possible. I don't know.
We got weights. Weight currents and I says it got to be 18 plus, so you're anatomically in the 2.7 to 3 pound range, unless you got weights in fish, and we got weights in fish. Sean Lai says we got weights in fish.
In Canada, you're only allowed one over a certain. It's in centimeters. I forgot what it was, 24 centimeters, or maybe it's 24 inches.
That's right. How about Phase, man? 153 people watching, only 17 thumbs up. Are there 136 bots on this show? Come on, guys. Give this show a like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share, just like the little thing says. Big JP, what's up? Did your dad have a good time? And boy, did he like what I had to say on the ride up there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, he was eating it up. Did he talk about it a little bit? Tell me what he said, man. What was his reaction after we hung up?
I got to run my wife something real quick, and then I'm coming back to talk about that conversation.
Okay, very good. I got to talk to Big JP's father, man. I went on a little bit of a tirade, dude.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey, we got some love, man. Hey, when's the next PHYXTV show platform stream?
Next week.
What's the topic to whet everybody's appetite, Travis? What are you going to bring to your PHYXTV viewers that support the channel?
We're going to talk about some secrets that we have.
Okay.
And
want to narrow that down for us a little bit?
Just some good secret stuff.
All right. Worth the price of admission?
Yeah, it's cheap and helps support the channel, guys. Most people that are the regulars commenting are already on the PHYXTV. It's like $6 a month.
Yeah. All going to Travis, by the way. When are we fishing in the fall, bro?
I don't know. I'm supposed to fish that 8.
It only took 24 pounds to win, supposedly, out of Messina last weekend. Yeah. Do you think you could have won it based on the quality of fish you're on right now?
I
mean, it's a 5 pound average, call it, to win for the dub. Yeah. Do you think, JP, Travis?
I don't think I could. I don't think I could.
Okay, took 24 and change to win out of Messina. I asked Travis, does he think he could win or could have won that tournament last weekend with the quality of fish he's on? I'll ask you the same question.
I think I would have been in the conversation.
Oh, very
I would have had
interesting.
22. I wouldn't have had 24.
Right. Lenny Speed, this hat is the original Bass Lab logo, and it's still available on the site. Travis, would you mind throwing up basslab.bigcartel.com so people know where to get the merch, including all the stickers you see here? And I've yet to award the St. Lawrence Super Tanker Award this year. I gave one to Brett Anderson for winning that tournament. You were leading on day one, Travis. I wish I could have given it to you, but you blew it. But he won it.
Good. I don't care.
I'm waiting for you to win one, bro. Like an important one.
Yeah.
This is what's waiting for you, man, right here.
Okay.
Big incentive, man. Big incentive. All right, JP. Anyway, Travis, you're going to throw that basslab.bigcartel up for Lenny Speed because he was talking about the hat, man.
I
don't know how many
did.
people are. Oh, you did? Oh, man, thank you. I just saw it. Hey, my phone's slow. JP, so you and me and your father had an interesting conversation on the way up, didn't we?
Yeah, so we're taking the trek up there to my buddy John's house, and my son's like, why don't you call Epic Eric? So I'm like, all right, we'll give him a shout. So we call. Eric answers the phone. We start talking about where we're going. And Eric's talking, you know, I need a picture of the first fish. I need to know how much all the fish weigh.
Yeah.
And then Eric had to ask if my father was looking forward to LiveScope, and I said, no, my father's ancient and he's a big Randy Blockett fan. He doesn't believe in LiveScope. And then
Your dad's
no,
he's not.
He is.
Your dad watches him?
Yes.
He watches some of it, and
he watches all of it.
Eric and my father went on like a 20-minute rampage about LiveScope and how much they hate
Whoa.
Eric knows the power of LiveScope, and
I did not say I hated it. What did I say? See, you have to, I'm correcting you because it's really important for the viewers. It is not the preferred way that I like to catch them.
No, it is not.
Right. And in a team tournament, it is abysmally painful to have two guys trying to scope. I've never been with somebody who had a system for an inclusive two-guy derby with scope. Now, it's possible that it's out there, and I'd like to experience it. Maybe you'll show me what it could be like. Not a tournament, just fishing, right? I fish a lot with Travis. He knows how I like to catch him. I'm not saying I've never looked with him. I think it's fun and interesting for a minute, but I'd rather be on the back deck. I got all that area. It's free casting. I'm not trying to cast on the fish he sees. You got people that are scope hogs, right? There's all sorts of issues with it, right? Let's be honest. And frankly, there is a group of people that don't prefer it. Your dad happens to be one of them, right? That's all we were talking about. I gave no hate to the technology. I said it's amazing. It's military grade. It's incredible. The power of it's amazing. Obviously, the elites have to have it to perform at that level. John Cox is the only guy out there trying to fish old school, which I love, right? Hey, he's the something for a lot of people, right? It's a conversation. That's all. But he was identifying with what I was saying, right? Because I get fired up about throwing a frog in the slop, right? I get fired up about reeling a buzzbait, not going, oh, there he is on LiveScope under your buzzbait. Keep reeling, twitch it differently. No, bitch, I want to see that thing blow up and not know when it's coming. That's what I said. I didn't say I hate live. I didn't say that, right? No, I didn't say any of that. So let's just call it like
he hated LiveScope. He prefers to fish a different way.
Your dad might have said, I fucking hate that LiveScope technology. And in fact, I think he might have. So you have to bring him on the show one night and let him air it out.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun? Bring your old man on.
I haven't seen my father smile like that in quite a long time, to be honest with you. So that was nice.
I had him howling because I tapped into, look, man, he grew up, who knows what he grew up fishing, right? And what he fished in, right? I grew up walking the bank. I didn't have a boat. I had a Bass Boss tackle box, man. I read my Bassmaster magazine. I think I even talked about that with him, right? About how I just looked forward every month to getting that thing and devouring the information. Even if they were lying to me, I tried some of the stuff, right, that was in that magazine and caught some fish doing it, man. It was the magic of a new lure, a new technique, not knowing when the bite's coming, the visual ability. And hey, man, LiveScope is an extension of your eyes, only underwater, right? Hey, in Clearwater fisheries and situations in some of the ponds I used to fish, JP, you could see the bass swimming around. So when I threw that man's jelly worm, visually, I'm watching him as that worm is corkscrewing through with a little swivel up front, right? And it's twisting, and I'm twitching, and I'm dropping it by a lily pad, and the fish is coming out and eating it. Dude, is there anything more exciting than that? So I get LiveScope, dude. I really do. I really do. No hate for it, dude. Just let's be careful. Let's be careful. I'm not in that
What I
camp.
said about the hate. He expressed vividly how he prefers to fish a different way.
Right. And hey, if you're up front live scoping and I'm still able to catch a few fish in a tournament and put them in the well and contribute, I'm a happy man because you're happy up front because you're scoping. You're doing what you love, right? I'm back there figuring out something else to do behind you, right?
JP,
And
do we have
fish in the boat.
tournaments together this year or no?
I mean, I keep waiting.
Douglas?
Would love to. I won a tournament the other week without LiveScope. Nobody wants to talk about the tournament win that I had a couple weeks ago, but
I wanted to talk about it. I want to bring you and Jody White on it. Why?
Who did you fish it with?
I fished it with Jody White.
All right, doesn't count.
But why doesn't it count, Travis? That doesn't make any sense.
Because Jody carried the team.
Oh, why don't we get Jody on the phone?
I think you should bring Jody on the show right now.
Go ahead. What happened?
Well, get Jody on. Send him the link, JP.
No, we got too much to cover tonight.
I thought you said it was going to be a short show and it was going to be short. All you're doing is putting hairs out of jigs.
JP, tell us what happened.
All right. So last fall, I approached Travis about fishing the Empire Team Bass Trail, the whole thing, because it's a way to the Classic. And he told me last fall that he only fishes tournaments on the St. Lawrence River and Lake Ontario, and he wasn't going to commit to doing all the tournaments in the series. So me and Jody were talking and decided we were going to fish them. And quite frankly, I was looking forward to it.
You're going to fish the St. Lawrence Lake Ontario one?
Oh.
Well, I'm too into it now.
You told me you have your son's birthday, dude.
No. I'm not.
We're going to have a major issue, bro.
No. I am not coming up there the weekend of the 14th and 15th, bud. That's my son's birthday. You out of your mind?
Right.
Family first for me. Family first for me. I'm not.
He's been incredibly consistent.
My son's birthday is on September 14th. The party's on the 14th. Right. We're going to Dave & Buster's. I'm bringing 5 of his friends. Right. I'm going to spend a bunch of money on the kids and play video games and that thing, and it's going to be a good time. Anyway, so we roll up in there into Oneida Lake, and the cash and rod tournament was the day before.
Oh, interesting.
Jody fished that tournament with Gino. I think they had 18 pounds. The tournament took 23 and change to win. Larry Mazur.
Whoa. Larry Mazur.
Yeah. My buddy
was
Larry.
Was he throwing an A-rig?
I'm sure he was.
Get it. We had him on talking about that, right? Hog farming.
Larry and Ian, and those guys are great guys. I'm friends with both of them guys. And so anyway, Gino was going to come up to the St. Lawrence River the next day, and I'm like, dude, it's going to blow out of the southwest at like 25 to 30. It's a waste of your time to go up there. And so anyway, he decided he was going to stay and just fish Oneida the next day and try to learn his new boat or whatever he had going on. So in the morning, Jody wanted to stop on a particular area. I thought we'd catch a quick limit there. We stopped. We catch 2 fish, a 3-pounder and a 2-pounder. And then we're working our way down to the next area. And I'm like, hey, I got a spot that I wouldn't mind stopping on the way down there if you don't mind or whatever. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. And we're using my boat because it's windy. Like, it cranked the whole day out of the southwest. Like, pretty bad, 15 to 25.
Right.
So we stop on this next particular spot that I wanted to fish, which was offshore rock. And we never left.
So this was your spot?
It was an area that I fish, pretty regularly.
Okay, so you made the call. Nice.
Yeah, we stopped in there, and I think I caught like a 4, heavy 4 right away. Then I caught another one over 4. Then Jody got a 4. We went through a lot of fish. And long story short, right, we ended up weighing in 21.85, so just about 22 pounds. And we ended up winning that tournament, so that was cool.
All right, Travis wants to know how many fish you had in the well and how many Jody had.
I don't care about that.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, dude.
Have Jody on and ask him the question.
Come on, we listen. You're lying as a fisherman, like we always do. Wait a minute. We're all lying as fishermen if we don't have a mental count in our head. What went in the well and what went to the scales? So I'm calling you out, and that's fine. You don't want to say, but you know, and whether you want to share, it's up to you. I'm not saying this is going to look good or bad for anybody, but
the God's honest truth is at the end of the day, Jody said, "Well, I learned one thing. I'm one good hell of a net man." He said.
There you go.
Interesting.
So he netted a lot of fish.
Listen, guys. So I hear some tournament talk. So the opens are actually going to be a little different this year. I'm not going to disclose it on this channel, but there'll be it'll be a little bit different experience for anglers, different format, and it'll be pretty exciting. So we'll see what they
What is this, Travis? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the comments.
Changing next year a little bit.
They're going to be changing.
Yeah.
Somebody said that there might not be codes next year.
I don't know about that. I just know. Okay. I just know it might be a pretty cool thing.
What do you know about it?
I'm not able to disclose.
What? Because you've been told in confidence?
Yes.
So that are you jumping back in?
We'll see. Unless they have a 30-day off limits again.
What does that mean?
All right, guys.
Why do you care if everybody's off limits?
What's that?
Why would you care if everybody's off limits for 30 days?
Because I kind of need to work, bud.
Yeah, you got to be able to guide.
Well, oh, you mean if the because you're thinking the Open's going to come to the river or the lake?
Correct.
I gotcha.
Hey, real quick, so I can sit back down. But I just wanted everyone to know my wife got me this beautiful Lake Ontario St. Lawrence River laser cut wooden thing, right? And then right here,
beautiful.
This is Travis and I's win.
Nice.
And then right there, is Jody and I's win.
Yeah, nice. Is that the 8-boat tournament you guys were in? Take that down.
It was more than 8, and we had 27.5 and 27.5 on day 2. So
we won the tournament by like 8 pounds, Eric.
I know it's hard with 12 guys, but good job anyway. Normally Travis wouldn't even say a word about a tournament like that. It's like worse than a Wednesday nighter. I've had Wednesday nighters with more boats.
I kind of beg to differ because that was like 12 of Lake Ontario's heaviest sticks in that tournament.
Let's go down the list. Who were the heaviest sticks that were in that tournament?
Well, Zach Gudermote was there.
I don't know him. He doesn't count. Go ahead, keep trying. If I ain't heard of them, they don't count. I haven't heard of any of them, so don't try. I'm just kidding.
Right.
I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding. And I tell people like that on Wednesday nighters all the time. They're like, "Oh, big deal. You won a 12-boat tournament." It's all the hammers you're fishing against. Like literally, it's the studs out there trying to win $400, $500, $600, $800, $900, $1,000 on a Wednesday night, right? For 3 hours of fishing, it's $300 an hour. Hell yeah. You damn right I'm proud of that win. Anyway, go ahead. I was just having fun. Does it sound like something Travis would say?
All right, I got a couple things.
12-boat tournament.
Say
it, man.
All right.
What do you got there, Jig Snap Man?
First of all, I had on my schedule. I had Friday and Saturday off this week to fish the ABA out of Clayton.
Right.
Apparently, rules say again there's official practice. So for this event, you can't be on the water a week prior with anybody else. So for a little ABA, I'm not able to fish any of this.
Well, they got a point.
What
a huge
point?
advantage.
I haven't picked up a fishing rod since May 10th.
Yeah, but you're out there and they're locating fish. It's not about you. Like all of a sudden you lost all your skills on how to hook a fish with a jig.
No, Eric. Everybody's allowed on the water. We're not allowed on the water because we are with. What they do is the rule states this, and I quote: during the official practice, you are only allowed to fish with A.
Tournament
an
competitors,
immediate family member, or B, another contestant.
So listen,
why do they do that?
Listen, ABA.
You think they should have a guide exemption?
for your
It's a
Saturday
guide rule
tournament.
without saying a guide. It's a
If
guide
you want to
rule
make a
without
Friday official practice, fine. Don't
Right.
make more than 2 days an official practice for a Saturday tournament, which draws 60 boats. Right? Good point.
Talk, I agree. Talk to them.
I don't have an advantage whatsoever. And second of all, you know, I took off. I could have booked this week those dates. I took off because of this tournament. And yes, I didn't read the rules.
You didn't know the rules again.
I was ready
my
to go
God.
fishing. I just figured I was going to guide all week and then jump in the tournament on Friday.
Wow. Well, damn. That does suck.
Anyway, so that shot. Lesson learned for next year. I'm gonna throw something else at you guys. This BFL organization.
Yeah.
All right. I know there's people that pushed really hard to have an event out of Messina.
Yeah.
And I think I'm speaking for the majority of anglers that fish Lake Ontario and the St. Lawrence River. We do not have any desire to drive to Messina to fish a tournament anymore. I know you have a great facility. We really don't care about a facility. I'll do it in someone's trailer park with a shitty ass boat ramp if it's on the body of water in the area I want to fish. How many people fished the BFL this week out of Messina? Was it 60 boat field? 50?
70, I think.
I think it was
Which
less
was
than that.
Really low. Really low.
Pretty pathetic.
And you think it could be bigger?
It could be a lot bigger.
Do you think now, does everybody have to have a co?
In the BFLs, yes.
So what I heard was a lot of co's, especially on scope fisheries, are opting out. They're having problems.
No, it ain't that.
No, they really are. No, dude, I'm talking to people who talk to the tournament directors of these organizations. No. I all kidding aside, it's a straight up fact. They're having problems.
Anyways, my point is very low showing, very low field.
Well, that's the elephant in the room. How would you address it?
When you think of the St. Lawrence River and Lake Ontario, and I know the people that are a part of this project in Messina that want tourists there, it's not working. Nobody says, I'm going to go to Messina today instead of towards the mouth of the lake and fish Lake Ontario. I'm going to drive 4 hours to fun fish out of Messina. Nobody says that. And I understand there's probably contracts and agreements. What's that?
No, I hear you. You got a great point.
Nobody wants to fish out of Messina.
Yeah. Well,
I don't
what are you
care
going to do about it?
How beautiful your facility is.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're talking about what can you do?
Nothing. Just wait and wait and wait until more tournaments show up here.
No, we could do the 4 tournament series, Chameau Bay.
Yeah.
Clayton,
that's probably something that's going to happen.
Mud Bay. But I've been asking for this for years now, saying that I would do all the work and all he's got to do is show up and fish. And I get told, no. He's got the trailer. You know, I got access to the scales. I already figured out how to run the tournament. I did the 2 smallmouth crush tournaments. They were flawlessly ran. People loved them. Yeah, we didn't get the boats right. We got like almost 40 boats both times, right? But you know what? That's what you draw there. People ain't driving up there to fish tournaments. I don't know why.
Yeah, somebody said there were 70 boats. Wave Currents and Ice was at the Messina event. 70 boats, Travis. Is that a small BFL or a big one? I don't know.
The small one.
Gotcha. Were they normally bigger? Were they normally bigger
someone
up
in the
there?
Can someone in the comments just look at a BFL 4, 5, 6 years ago out of Clayton and tell me how many people showed up?
Oh, because it was Clayton.
Or give me a Lake Guntersville BFL and tell me how many boats showed up to that.
Man, that's a hard comparison.
Yeah, but let's just take the
Let's be honest.
Take the BFL out of it. All the tournaments up at the St. Lawrence and Lake Ontario, minus the Bass Open and the Toyota Series, because those are going to draw some boats, right?
Yeah, right.
That's what people are fishing now. That's what people want to fish. Opens and Toyota Series. Everything else, the turnout and the participation absolutely stinks.
What happened?
the people that are going to buy boats, they have the money for the boat, right?
Right.
And then they're going to go and fish. If you're spending $125,000 on a boat, are you going to fish a BFL or are you going to fish a Toyota Series where you can at least try to get some money back?
Well, I look at it differently. Like, I understand if I leave my house and I drive my boat to Messina, that's 2 hours back. So it's a tank of gas in the truck. Then, and listen, I don't have to choose to make a run. You can win a tournament out of Messina right there. Yes. But I don't have the time to or desire to really go down there and practice in that zone. So now I'm burning one full tank to get to where I'm going and one full tank of gas in the boat to get back. So 50 times 4 is 2. That's $400 in boat gas and $100 in trucks. That's $500 in fuel. And so what is it? $300 entry. So you're $800. So if you take 6th place in a BFL, I don't think you make much money, especially with that little field.
Brett Carnwright took 4th place and made $700.
Really?
Yes.
And what they pay for?
They pay
What's
for
the
nothing. By the time
what's
he
the
did
entry fee?
And the gas, because he ran all the way down by Clayton. I seen him on Saturday. So he ran all the way down there. And so by the time he drove from Plattsburgh to Messina, like Travis said, and then he burned all that gas and he paid his entry fee, he got a trophy and he might have broke even.
Got it. What's the entry fee for a BFL?
It's either $250 or $300.
Why are the payouts so low?
Because they only got 70 boats.
Oh.
But listen,
what happened
from my standpoint?
Yeah, what happened to the participation?
What's the win? $4,000
to win it. I think was like, $3,500 or $4,000.
All right, $3,500. But I would also get cash, so it would be a $10,000 day to win. So it's worth it. I'll be honest with you. I did not fish the BFL because I didn't think I could catch 25 pounds in 4 hours on my stuff.
Right.
I would have done it. I wasn't confident in how my fishing was last week.
You weren't confident in winning.
So MJ says
I would enter to win. I fish tournaments to win. And so if I have the option to not sign up until the day before, I will do that.
2021 out of Messina, there were 86 boats. So it's 70. It's 16 fewer. And then MJ says BFL payouts are bad. It all funds the MLF. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, very interesting.
I'll give you another rant. Can we just keep going and then we'll wrap this up?
Ran away, bro.
How about a non-fishing rant?
Yeah.
Good.
Sure.
I hope the collective is enjoying the movie. And I'm not talking about the movies you watch on Netflix, the movies that you watch on television. I'm talking about this reality and the movies that are playing out that is more dramatic than any movie you probably have ever seen on TV. I want you to take a look at how the collective have got us in an emotional uproar, not people like Eric and I who give a crap about it, but the majority of the people in the collective. I hope you enjoy this movie. I hope you love the fact that it's entertaining. It's all fake. Nothing's going to change regardless who gets in politics. Obviously, the assassination was incredible as far as I can't believe it, right? The fact that it was a conspiracy, that is definitely probably an inside job, which the deep state definitely wants to take him out. But he's also part of the deep state. So it's just a show. Eric, you're laughing. There was more than one shooter. How convenient the one shooter's dead. All that's going to come out. Biden steps down. He's getting sick, right? He's got terminal illness. Kamala, who won't last, they'll put Mike Obama in her place. And
Mike Obama?
I said it correctly for those that are in the know. It's a movie. The male, Michelle Obama, Mike Obama, will be the candidate to run under the Biden administration. You
Okay,
laugh, but you laugh.
Whoa. You've made the predictions.
It's a show.
Calm down. Let it play out. You've made some predictions.
We're letting it play out. But
No,
Kamala Harris will not
you
be the
let
candidate.
your okay. You've made your prediction. We've got it on. It's recorded for history.
Good.
You've put yourself out there again. Let's see if one of your predictions will come true.
All right.
Because none have so far.
I could care less, but the movie is fascinating.
You seem to care. You
Nope,
say
does not affect me one bit. It's it's for my entertainment. What goes on out there is my entertainment.
You speak with such vigor and anger sometimes.
I hope everyone sees it, that this isn't real.
Some people still care and believe it's life, right? And things impact them, right? But no, you have to, Travis.
But it's
please, I get where you're coming from and what you believe, but not everybody sees it that way. You say I don't care, but I do. I still care because I believe this life is real. I believe the planet's real. I believe that politics affects my life, right?
Don't even start.
It doesn't
Who's
mean
Team Parmesan.
It doesn't matter. Let's just stay focused on this. I don't care what he's saying. Okay. He's been firing shots tonight. So stay in the Parmesan cheese, bro. It's all good. Doesn't
anyways
hurt. You know, I don't care. Anyway,
we're all just having fun here. We're all just having fun.
No, not everybody's having fun. And some people still care and some people still feel it's real. You don't, and that's good. We know your jam. We know your belief system.
What do you think about
where you're at.
Going on? Do you have some issues with what's going on right now?
No, I think it was a good move for him to drop out for sure. I'm glad he did. He's 80, bro.
You think he did it because he wanted to, or do you think he just woke up and said, you know what, I think I'm done with this?
Look, you know, in your life, you have people around you, right? Think about, even though you think all this is fake, think about the countless conversations you and I have had about your life and your business. And if you sit here and tell me that nothing I've said has impacted what you did, fine. I would find that hard to accept. JP and I talk about his life all the time. JP talks to me about my life. There are people that I surround myself with that I call friends, business associates. I've got people who are guides and spiritual advisors, you know, like that are more spiritual than others. People who are savvy in business are all friends. I listen to them. We have conversations and I make choices. You act like he would be alone in that choice. There are lots of people in his life talking to him. I don't know him personally, but I think he did a good thing.
I'm going to say that probably the most iconic political picture that will be taken in my lifetime was taken. Whether you like him or not, the dude got shot and stood up with the American flag behind him and put his fist in the air.
Okay.
He wants to fight.
Okay.
I don't care what you think, Travis.
JP, that should not have been allowed under Secret Service. It was an inside job. They were all in on it. The majority of them are in on it. It's a
I'm not saying they aren't. I'm just saying that was
you do not
iconic
jump up when you're getting shot at.
Donald Trump does.
Because he was safe after he made it through that.
Right. Anyway,
so you're saying he knew that he was going to trust a guy to shoot him in the ear?
No, I did not say that.
Well, then,
right.
Mm-mm.
Interesting, man. You know, I don't occupy my brain with those types of thoughts, but I hear you. And I don't blame you for questioning, thinking, asking questions. I know you like to do that. And I think that's smart. I really do. I'm not saying I agree with what you say, but questioning and thinking about things, right? Reacting to them, but you shouldn't really care because you don't. It's not real. So I'm not sure why you have all the opinions on it. It's not real. So that's what's hard for me to square up. Here you say it's an inside job. I don't know. I don't know when you say it's a show, it's not real. What does that all mean?
I guess what I mean is regardless of what you believe.
Did it happen?
When I say it's not real, I say regardless of what you believe, the United States of America, what we know it as, it isn't a democracy. It's been under the control of the deep state.
When We know that's what you think.
Puppets. Yes, that's what I think.
Right.
That's
And this
what I
isn't the
believe.
first assassination attempt, right? Of a
Right.
world leader, right? Of
Sure.
a former president, of a sitting president, right? It's not the first, right? And it probably won't be the last, right?
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of theories around those former ones. JFK assassinated, right? I mean, good night. I mean, there's been congressional investigations, movies made about it, documentaries made about it, right? There's a Zapruder film. I mean, and it's all fascinating, right? But it's all tragic at the same time, isn't it?
All I know is I don't trust government one bit.
Yeah,
I
we
think they're competent.
we know how you feel.
Okay, good.
I gotcha. But you sit there and it's really easy to criticize, condemn, and complain.
But I also
while
want
you-
to make a point,
But
Eric.
well, I'm going to make a point. Why you do nothing, because if it's not real, why do you even care?
I don't care. I just said before this is my movie of all the events that are going on in this world. I am out of that.
I gotcha.
Do not care. It's fascinating. It's entertaining. And
I think I got it, but I don't know how you disassociate.
I don't take sides. I ain't
gotcha.
voting here. I don't take sides with nobody. Because
you drive on, bro.
The United States of America has been a captured operation for
then
many,
saddle
many
up,
decades.
dude. Saddle up. You know what I saw? I saw a folk mirror one time, right? Maybe a folk artist. And you know what it said on it? It said, America, lover or saddle up. Why don't you move the fuck out?
Because everything.
Why don't you move out? Where? Okay, but why?
Because this is. Oh my God.
It's apathy from people like you that sit there and do nothing. You don't exercise your right to vote, I'm sure, right?
Not anymore.
Because you don't believe in it.
I used to be the hardcore right wing.
Hardcore what?
I was all Republican, all, screw the liberals, fight for what's right. Now it's just a funny comedy show is all it is. If you really look into it. Not what the news shares with you, Eric, but the real news.
Dude.
Look at the real news.
What's
it is
the real
a comedy show out there.
What's the real news? Where do you get your real news?
From real reporters, people that want to know the truth.
Real reporters where?
Most of them have to use sources like YouTube because they're not going to use corporate funding televised programs. You're not going to find it on anything televised.
And they're monetized, right?
To the masses.
They bring you in.
Zero truth coming in from that TV screen. It's all like propaganda.
You're part of.
I'm not part of the collective.
You're part of the alternate collective.
It's my entertainment.
You actually are part of a collective. You realize that, right? You are part of a collective, and that's the sad part. But you're part of a collective. You consume, and you've become what you've consumed, right? And now you're this person that has just melted into nothing is real. It's fascinating to me. Watch how they control your mind. And as much as you say the masses are controlled by the media and the deep state, now your mind has been controlled by a legion of YouTubers. And that's fascinating to me.
Good.
And so we can sit here and agree to disagree.
I really don't care.
Right.
I just want to make a quick rant. My standpoint is this is my reality show that I'm watching unfold.
I got you,
my
man.
Entertainment.
And my heart sinks and hurts a little bit for the people. No, just telling you, I still care. I want you to know where I'm at. I don't find it entertaining. I don't find it funny, right? How I grew up in my moral fiber, right? And what I care about. And I've told you things I've cared about on this show, right? It hurts. So I'm just telling you, not because I consume the mass media messages, right? My soul, as I sit here and I think about the future for my kids, right? Oh, and so maybe it's easier for you because you've disassociated, right? I don't know. Right. What do you think about Nicole? So are you going to indoctrinate? Eric. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know really. I understand what's down inside if you
and what this reality is. So it's very easy.
I got you.
My children.
But maybe.
No,
we're going to find out. I may be alive. I may be alive.
And
I might not be
for the next 16 years before the recess.
I'm going to enjoy life no matter what happens, right? And I'm going to feel what I feel, right?
I'm very confident that our government, that the FBI will figure out who the shooter is and why this assassination attempt happened.
No, you're not.
Very confused.
No, you're not. That's not. We know you don't believe that.
I want to
So,
see
but
how the
anyway.
plot unfolds.
Yeah,
I want
know.
Big Mike to get up in there.
I know you're convinced of it. Interesting. You're
I love
programmed for it, bro. You really are. You
I
are
know.
pre-programmed to feel that way. And I
Cannot
get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Because of what you consume, that's how you're programmed to feel and think. It's interesting to me. You're a show to me. Even though you're human, I think. I mean, at least you don't think you are. I can't square all the things up that you said.
There is no non-human entities in this reality.
Now you're a human again. It's not your avatar.
No, a human avatar is what I am. I'm just saying.
Okay, so avatars and humans aren't the same thing. Like to me,
an alien.
I got it. I know you're not an alien. I don't think you're an alien, but I think you're human. But how you feel about yourself, it's hard to square up some of these thoughts. But anyway, we continue on. So, well, you enjoy that show, Travis, while I actually think critically about it, and I'm still feeling like a human being. Yeah. Right. Yep.
It's very interesting.
Yep. All right, JP, what do you got to say about that, man?
I got no comment.
That's the safe play.
No matter what happens, I still got to get up, go to work, provide for my family, and
only because that's your reality, JP.
I'm going to enjoy my life and enjoy my family, and I find pure joy in my family, and I enjoy my full-time job, and I enjoy guiding, and I love going up and watching the sunrise on the St. Lawrence River, and that's what's
every
important.
morning.
That's right.
I tell you what, that's probably, and although I don't
real, right? It's just, what is it, full of orange juice?
Don't trigger me.
I'm trying.
We are programmed to believe that this reality is exactly what we think it is, isn't real. But I do enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I love being here.
That's cool.
Love being
here. I'm glad to hear that.
We all should be. We signed up for this damn program. It's up to you what you want to do with it. Whatever you want in life, you can achieve and get if you're determined, if you have the right resources, if you understand what this reality is, you can go do it. And I'm going to be in the process of doing that.
I love it, man. You keep rolling, dude. You're
bigger than you think, bud.
Bud, look, man, you've told me you're determined. I'm watching it unfold, man. Good for you. If I can help and support, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm right with you, bro. I wish I could be normal and just want to go golf tomorrow, or you know what I mean? Like,
Travis, you just want to go fish tomorrow. You just want to go fish
at 4 a.m. I know I'm going in the goddamn water, bro, and I don't care. It's not work to me.
Hey, Travis, there's a lot of people that do and find passion in life, right?
Yeah, anything. If you want to water paint flowers, cool. I'm just telling you, my deal.
That's your jam.
My jam.
Yeah, you love the fakeness of it all, and it's
heading out there early.
It's not real, bro. I mean, I'm glad you like it.
It's not real, but I love it.
Good for you.
Okay.
You found solace in the fakeness of it all, and you appreciate the architects of this reality.
Do you think the sunrises
simulation
on Lake Okeechobee are just as beautiful as the sunrises on the St. Lawrence River?
Yeah,
they're different, bro.
Because you can guide year round on Lake Okeechobee.
They're different. They're different.
I don't know what
you think.
There's
August 15th.
The anticipation of your, you're like, okay, so I have my little routine, all that, but
oh yeah, don't call them before 6 o'clock, Eric. This is what you get. Yes. Hey Travis, what's up? It's JP Pelletier, just calling to wish you a great day of guiding today. If I'm out of town, if I'm in town, good morning, Travis. Where are you at? Why are you calling me? Let me guess, you're at the ramp already? Yeah, I'm at the ramp. It's 5:15. I'm at the ramp already. Why would you get at the ramp at 5:15 when the trip doesn't start until 6? There's something wrong with you. Meanwhile, I'm watching the sun literally pop up over the mountains.
That's generally the response I get for Travis whenever I call him, bro.
No. I've been better at that. Listen, it's so crazy.
You have?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to try calling you this week and see what kind of tone I get.
Yeah, we got lucky, JP. Like, I love going to work. I don't even consider it work. I'm going fishing, although I'm not fishing. I'm just hanging out with people trying to help them catch fish. And so here's the coolest part. Getting up in the morning, you hear the birds chirping. I love it, right? You don't notice that, but like that's the best part. Before the sun
chirping.
comes up is the best part.
Yeah.
Pulling out of the driveway, heading to the ramp. Your clients, they're full of anticipation. You're excited too because you think you're going to crush them hard today. 28 pounds, right? And even though not all days is 28 pounds, it's still fun trying to unlock the puzzle. The only thing I wish I could do, I wish I could explore more. I wish I had time to learn more about this body of water.
Yeah, it's a big one, man.
That's my only complaint about what I do.
It's a big one, man.
When
It's
I'm
a big
having a
one,
good
man.
day, when I'm having a good day and I'm out there guiding, if the day's going real good, I freestyle for the last 2 hours and explore.
That's the way to do it.
Because they
I'm
already
going
had a great
to,
day.
I learned some things walleye fishing today, JP, out here.
Expand.
Well,
Like? Such as?
bass bite spoons also, and
Really? That's not new news, but,
Wow.
but anyway.
that's something I normally would do. And
Fair.
there is a lot of speed. I think the walleyes are there, the sheephead are there, and the bass are there because the food is there for everyone to enjoy.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
don't be afraid of that. And I'm kind of excited. I'm gonna give you a little. I got a free day tomorrow. Client called me about 5 o'clock. Had a medical emergency.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I have to do an afternoon trip, but I'm excited because we have calm conditions. What would you do, JP, if you were me tomorrow? Calm conditions and sun, and it's just me and the boat.
I'd start my day out deep on the lake, and then I'd probably, as the day wore on.
Well, I got to be back by 2 o'clock for my trip, so it's a short.
Yeah, I would fish deep in the lake.
All right. So I was actually going to go in the river. Maybe I should go to the lake. I should idle. I shouldn't fish. You know that, right? You know
Hard.
that.
Hard.
I should just idle all day. Come on, guys, in the comments. What should I do tomorrow? It's my first day off.
Meditate.
I haven't made a fishing video in months. What should I do?
Make a video, bro. Like 7 of them.
I should make a video about what I would do when I'm not guiding. This was an unplanned trip. I'm just out freestyling.
100%. I think it's freestyling, smiling, smallmouthing. There it is, man.
But where do I go?
All the places you've been fishing. Or explore and try to like go, I'm not going to use any of my waypoints. I'm turning my electronics off. Want to see if I can catch a fish without LiveScope. Do something fun.
No, I ain't going to do that.
I think Eric wanted me to catch a fish with.
That sounds really good too.
Actually sleep in. Maybe that's the best play.
Come on. I need some help here because.
All right. Well, hey, what does everybody want to see?
I think Mega 360 is a beautiful tool.
Yes.
I honestly do. You know, for the longest time, I was like, man, I don't know about this thing. But I will tell you what. You're in a spot, you catch a fish. You're fishing your waypoint because, oh, man, we got to go right to the waypoint. Waypoints are great. Don't get me wrong, right? Waypoints are wonderful. But then you get a fish. And let's say you didn't hit spot lock and you drifted. And then let's say you caught the fish on a drop shot. And when you netted it, the weight got all caught up in the goddamn net, right? And you're pissed at the time, and you're like, "Son of a bitch, man, this is taking me forever." And you gotta, it's so bad, you gotta snap the weight off and you gotta retie it. So this fish landing expedition took a lot longer than it was supposed to. I know this doesn't happen in your reality, Travis, but it happens to me on a daily basis. Okay.
What does? Rewind. What?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's talking about. JP, what are you talking about?
A guy hooks a fish. He's fighting the fish.
Is this a joke?
No, this is a reality.
Oh, but how's this relate to what Travis should do tomorrow?
Because I'm trying to explain to you the benefits of Mega 360. Can I continue? Can I do that for 35 seconds?
But I want to know about this net and getting tangled hooks in.
Yeah. So we're fishing deep. We got a 3-foot leader between the sinker and the hook, right? You net the guy's fish. You didn't hit spot lock. And when the fish got in the net, it went ballistic. And the freaking leader got all wrapped up in the net. And now it's taking you a lot longer to get back to the trolling motor than it should have. And when you get back on the trolling motor, that wave point that was so freaking important, man, I got to hit that goddamn wave point, right? That thing's the juice, right? Well, you drifted way off of it because it was, let's say it was windy. And then you get up there and you're like, oh man, I'm really far away from the wave point. And then you look at the 360 and you go, oh, but what is that? And you just eased on over there and ba-boom, ba-boom, you get 2 more good ones. You just found a new area.
Because you're seeing some boulders or whatever with the Mega 360.
I would
That's
never,
why you like Mega 360.
I would never want to fish without 360. It's that important. I don't care about LiveScope. I mean,
got it. What? Stop the presses.
If I had to pick, it'd be LiveScope, but I would not want to be in a boat without 360.
All right. So does anybody have any? Somebody wants you to go frogging. Somebody wants you to catch
I
them
heard,
on a wacky rig.
I'm not largemouth fishing. I'm not going to.
All right. Somebody said Brazilian wax, man pedicure. Try to catch one on a sour gummy. Test your drift shocks in the bathtub. There's all of these things, man.
No. JP, I'm going to give you a quick tip with your net. I'm telling you right now, bud. I do this all the time. It's going to save you a lot of headache.
Oh, this is good. Guide tips.
You got your net. Take your net and grab it up here. So it's like a pancake, and then scoop the fish in.
Okay.
And then just flip them on the carpet. Real quick.
Interesting.
And then he doesn't get all caught up in the net and everything.
They won't get caught up in the net.
Yeah.
Just go, there you go, guys. And let them take their pictures and laugh about it. And go, oh, look at this big fish.
I noticed that, Travis. I noticed when I'm fishing around Travis that Travis doesn't like to take a whole lot of pictures of his clients with the fish. He lets the clients take pictures of each other.
Yeah.
And I always take pictures for the
I haven't done fish pics, Instagram post. I'm over it, bud. Everyone's seen a smallmouth. We get it. Good job.
Yeah.
I'm there.
I got you.
I'm literally there. If they're excited about it, good. If they want me to take a picture, yes. Fair?
Fair.
Okay.
All right. So it's settled. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody, this evening. Until next time, we'll see you on the water.
Not yet.
Yeah. He's out.
What? Oh my gosh. All right. What an epic way to end this. Guys, thanks for hanging out. That's crazy. We could do a gosh, what do we do now that we lost everybody? I'm trying to read some of the comments. Any questions? What happened? Sean, what happened? JP left and Eric said, I'm out. Eric's got to watch his Netflix. And Steve, no UFO stories. I haven't seen anything crazy in the sky. Tommy asked, ever get my waypoints back from my old graph? Never got those points back. I just made fun of my guiding clients. I don't know how. Not making fun. If they want to take pictures, go ahead. I'm good with it. What's your least favorite part of the river? I don't know about that. I don't have a whole lot of experience from Ogdensburg east. Slump says, I would explore a new zone in Idle. I would. That doesn't make for a good video, though. I got to catch a few fish tomorrow. Go fish a state record fish for your day off? No. Devin goes, Ned Rig Head. Right now, Z-Man Nedlocks is still the deal. However, Great Lakes Finesse came out with a football head recently, and I'm intrigued by those. I think that might be my next go-to. What else we got? Where does the $1,000 triangle start and end, Brian? It's basically Prince Edward County, which is in Canada, over to Kingston, and then out towards Charity Shoals. That would be the triangle. Sean, might be Midwest next year or this year. No plans to go back to Wisconsin. My kids are out there right now, but I will not be out there. Oh, Tommy, when's the new boat video coming out? As soon as I edit it. Maybe I should edit a video tomorrow. No, I can't do that. I have to edit that video. Everything's done. It's in Final Cut Pro. I just have not touched it yet. And Steve goes, did you lose your waypoints from your old Camus? No, Steve, that was an old story. I had I sold my Nitro 3-4 years ago. My last Nitro I owned. And somehow in the seats, and you open this box up and you can lose stuff down. And that's exactly what happened. I saved all my waypoints and then put in a little container, and that container fell in my Nitro, and the new owner who bought the boat, I mean, there's no access to it. You'd have to cut the boat apart to get to it. So new lure videos. No, Sean, we're not going to do that. New spot videos is what I'm looking for. Maybe how I try to find something interesting. I need to find some new stuff. What else we got? Jody, Cortland braid does not sink. It pretty much floats. New video explaining what you break down area. I'd never fished before. I like that. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some forward facing sonar in the river with drop shots, kind of like we do on the lake. That's something I don't do a whole lot of. So I have some areas that I want to idle around. When I do a lot of drifts, I've noticed some secluded boulders, and I don't always mark the boulders. And I want to go in that zone and do that probably tomorrow, at least for most of the day. And then I want to go up there and drop shot. The thing is with that current and drop shot, or I shouldn't say that. I'm also going to be, shaking the minnow at them too. But I want to try to get something going on that and maybe mark a few more boulders in areas that I drift. I definitely don't want to drift. I mean, I do that every day. So my plan was to launch out of Clayton tomorrow, which is midway, head up towards Cape Vincent, do some idling, look at some structures, some boulders, and then see if I can effectively drop shot them, which I should. We're going to have low wind. It's a little harder in the river sometimes to drop shot fish on forward facing sonar or target those fish really with anything. When I say drop shot, I mean, that's kind of the standard way, but you could certainly Ned rig, throw a football head, shake a minnow on them, do all that. A lot of times with 10, 15 mile an hour winds and the current and the way the fish move in the river, I think they're constantly kind of swimming. They're not just stationary really, unless they're up against some sort of current break. It's not as easy as it is for me on the lake. So I do want to do that. So that's my plan. Yeah, Ray, my new electronic sub's very nice, dialed in. I'm happy with it. How many waypoints Ontario? Best guess. Well, Tim, there's close to 5,000 because that's all Garmin holds in my units, and I have to delete. I sometimes when I have some free time, I take the time to just delete waypoints that are not structure oriented, so I can put more. Like last year, towards the end of the year, I would mark a waypoint, and the system wouldn't allow me to put a waypoint in because I had over 5,000 of them. So I have to dial back on that. So that's something I do every once in a while. Even when I'm waiting at the boat ramp for clients, I'll go in. If it's booted up, I'll start deleting waypoints so I can add some more in. That's the only downfall. I can only put 5,000 of them in. These comments are moving along. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to catch up. We could do that. Sean goes, do you use perspective a lot? So my new boat has the LVS 62. That's something I need to look at tomorrow too, actually. When I had Steve rigged it at Bass Fishing Electronics, my ultimate goal was to have that 62 in forward and perspective. Unfortunately, with the amount of stuff I have, I cannot use it in forward mode unless I redo some configuration. And so, first of all, I want to use perspective. That's actually something I should probably look at tomorrow more in depth. Yeah, I have to do that. Thank you for bringing that up. And I do have to calibrate one of my units. I really have high hopes for perspective mode. I turned it on a few times this year already, and actually had a client that uses it down south a lot. And we got to talking while we're fishing, and we turned it on because there was some shallow fish we were targeting. Visually seeing them, but what happened was it's in this specific zone. When you get too close to these fish in this zone, they get really spooky. And so we used the perspective for a little bit, and he showed me what I was looking at. Previous perspective, like when I was on the Chesapeake and tried it, I was not impressed with it. I don't think I had my settings right because I've seen people's videos. I just could never get it right. And so I'm hoping that this one's set up properly, and if I can dial it in, I'll be good to go. But my client was showing me what it actually looks like to see a fish on there. And it's not as, it doesn't pop out like you would think. This smallmouth was super, super tiny. I felt like I had to stare at a screen then. I feel like I do a better job with my eyes when I'm shallow. But I saw it. It was shocking how small the fish looks on perspective mode. And so I guess the whole point of this rambling was I definitely want to get it dialed in, but I'm really excited to see if I like it. And if I don't, I want to get that LVS 62 in forward mode and see if it makes a difference compared to the LVS 34. Let's see what else. All right, Zach. Side scanning during the summer months, what are you looking for the most? That's a good topic. I'm looking for boulders and rock clusters. Any type of, I guess, rubble, I call it, right? Any type of different, a transition. If you can find that, especially in areas that don't have a lot of it, or like if I'm idling a main river section in the river, a lot of it's flat rock, and all of a sudden I see a little hump and some nasty stuff down there. That's a spot that will hold fish. So that's a good idea. Sean goes, you have a lot of pros calling you for information. There's a few sometimes from time to time. Lee goes, how heavy of a drop shot weight do you use in the river? So I'll probably have a 5/8 ounce tied on in the river. I used to be all about 5/8 and that's it. But now I have two. I'll have a 5/8 and I'll have a quarter. And again, that's mostly on the lake, and I'm sure it would work. The river's a little trickier, but I do like to experiment during the day to see how those fish react. If I can get away with a 5/8. I'm sorry about that. I have no idea what happened. What else we got? All right. Okay. I'm just going to keep going down. Does your new boat have a battery cutoff switch for trolling motor batteries? Yes. So did my old boat, but the breaker didn't work. Water to woods. Show some footage of idling what I'm looking for. That would be good. Still running the Legend Extreme, Sean. Legend X and the Legend Elites are my top rods. And those Victory rods are pretty good. I have tried the new St. Croix rods. I like them. I only got 2 of them. It's I'm so used to extremes that it's hard. I really like to keep things consistent. That's all. What else we got? How do I like the 1643s? Yeah, so I went from the EcoMap 12s to the 16-inch unit. It's nice. It's not as big as advantage as you would think. Yes, it's great to have a bigger screen, but you can still get the job done with a 12-inch screen. But it's nice to have for sure. But it's not like you need it, if that makes sense. Sean, we got some Vanfords coming for sure. 3,000. What else we got? What is your fluorocarbon leader length? 6 to 8 feet. Jody's mostly what I run. Phase, we can go out in your kayak if you'd like. Let's see what else. Bo, Travis, how many hours is a lot of lifespan of a Helix? Bo, my Helix freezes at least once a year and I have to take it back. So, yeah, not long. I normally have at least once a year. I have an issue with my Humminbird graphs, but they're good. It sucks you're down a few days, but they're pretty good at getting you a replacement. But that's been my experience. I've never had a Helix that just works for a full year yet. Lee goes, have you tried the 7 bait casters? Not yet. Just the spinning reels. I'm actually excited to get my hands on the bait casters. I do want to try them out, but the spinning rods or the spinning reels have been very good. We use a lot of that for dragging and things like that. So we've got quite a few hours on those, and they've been great. Kyle, St. Croix. Yes, Kyle, you should be able to send that in without a problem. How far up a creek can I run my aluminum boat before Canada gets mad? I don't know. Canada gets mad. What else we got? Sean, skeptical about the 7 reels for the price when I get. Well, I think they're a little less expensive than, Shimano Vanfords. I'm telling you right now, I don't think you would be. I can't. I know they're slightly heavier, slightly, maybe by ounces. I really like the drag system and the way you can control the drag quick. It's got a really cool knob that you don't notice until you're actually using it. So give them a try. I think you'll be impressed with them. I really do. Let's see. I got abducted. No. Okay, Nate goes about my batteries. We're going to do on the boat build video. We're going to talk all about it. I use a company called Linek. I really like their battery options. They're actually based out of Canada. The batteries are actually sold here in the U.S. in Knoxville. They're fairly new in the game, but they have things dialed in, and I really I can't say enough good things about them. I love them. That's for my starting batteries and my trolling motor batteries. So I have two 100 amp hour starting batteries that are in parallel, and then I have two 50 amp hour batteries for my trolling motor. And of course, I have that power pole charge. So I just plug it in and really don't have to worry about it. Ever have issues with the Ghost? John, yes, pretty much everyone has. I love the Ghost when it worked. That's why I went with the Ultrix Quest this year, or the Minn Kota Quest, because there was too many issues with the Ghost, especially the recent ones that were just released in the last year. I love the Ghost. My Quest is heavy. It's a big unit, higher profile. I'm very good for LiveScope and very smooth. I feel I get more power with it, and it's definitely quieter, although the Ghost is quiet, and I really don't, I mean, how much quieter can you get? I like it. I like it. I like the Quest. I like the Ghost. I've had some issues with Ghosts in the past, and I know people definitely have lost some days of fishing because of the Ghost. So who is the best side scan and down image? Gene, that's a great question. I was thinking about this the other day when I was out idling around. I used to be a fan, like I used to think Humminbird had the best side image available. And I don't know how Steve, like if he rigged the boat. I mean, obviously he knows what he's doing with transducers, but I use the Garmin. So I'm having some issues actually, because I run a Humminbird and a Garmin at the front of the boat, at the steering wheel. And so I get little lines in my Garmin unit because of the interference with the Humminbird. And if I go out past 100 feet on my side image with my Humminbird, I also get little lines. You can still see structure. I can still see fish. I still know what I'm looking for, but it's not that clean, advertisement type of display. And so I have to, if I really want to look, which I just did this to experiment, I can turn off the sonar on my Humminbird and all the interference disappears. But I did that with their side view, and I think next year's boat or my next boat, I would be fine with just one 16-inch Garmin at the steering wheel, and I'd be fine with their side image. You're not going to see as good of detail, but you don't need to. I mean, it's a cluster of rocks over here. It's a rock vein. There's a transition. Humminbird will be like, I don't know how to give you an example. It's definitely a little more clear and crisp, but a Garmin's right up there, especially this boat and how it was rigged. So I'm fine, I think, if I had to use Garmin side image, because really all I need Humminbird for is a 360. That's all I care about. Their Lake Master map is fine. I use my Lake View from Garmin quite a bit. So Water to Woods, what's your typical leader length between the hook and your weight on the drop shot? 2.5 to 3 feet has been the norm this year. Do I trim the sniper jig? Yes, Dave. I do take some strands out. In fact, I was taking that purple out, but I got the color dirt bag here, and that's something I have to do too. Out of the package. The jig was never designed to have that much skirt on it. From a marketing standpoint, it looks a lot more in a package, right? Looks like a jig. I'll trim a bunch off of that. I want like that many strands left. So I do trim them a little bit. Dedicated endurance with the 16s on the bow. Do you need to change the prop pitch? There's definitely some weight. I mean, my Camus, I'm a 65 to 68 mile an hour boat. It is what it is. It's always been. I never had a fast boat in my life. I carry a heavy load. I got 3 clients that, normally 2 clients, myself, that's 3 people. I carry everything you need on the water if emergency happens, a lot of tackle, full fuel. So I run a 25, either a Fury 4-blade or a Bravo 1. Right now I have a Bravo on it, and it's got great lift. It's set up right. It's just not a fast boat. Opinion on the nitros, Jody. So I had nitros for 4 years. I had 4 of them. They're fine boats. Don't think it's a problem. I just you can tell a difference in the ride, right, compared to my Camus. And it took on a lot of water over the bow when I was out in bigger waves, just fishing, not driving, but just fishing. And I kind of got sick of that. There's nothing wrong with a nitro, but I don't think you can beat a ride of a Camus either. Let's see what else we got. I don't fish Mille Lacs because it's too long of a drive. Real question, whether we would trust the 7 reels in our tournament. Yes, I would. Dark Sleeper, Sean. No, I think I sold them all on my last auction. No need for that. Next Smallmouth Crush auction. I do have some stuff. Just got to get motivated for that. All right. I got to take a short bathroom break, and I do want to get back to these questions. So those that stay, we'll answer them. I'll be right back. Apologies. All right, we're back. Where did we leave off? Let's grab a little drink here. I don't know if you guys have this bad internet. LaCroix Orange from Aldi. It's my new seltzer water of choice. What is your lure technique lineup right now during the summer? Okay, that's gosh. You know what'd be fun tomorrow is just to go out with a chatterbait and a jerkbait too. God, I have so much to learn and do out there. Oof. Do I idle and look for spots that might be valuable in the future? How about this? I know we're off topic. I'll get back to your question, Sean. I should probably go run some stuff and then maybe go shallow with a chatterbait and jerkbait. I haven't done that in a good year. Yes. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Anyways, what is your lure technique lineup right now? Okay, so right now, shallow and then deep. Let's go shallow first. Oh, man, I got to use that. I got the brand new prototype, the Beast Coast hair jigs that we designed. I do have to throw those tomorrow too. got too much to do. Time's gonna fly. I have an afternoon trip, so I'm not gonna get around to anything really. All right, shallow drop shot with a swim bait, 1/4 ounce weight, 8-inch leader, Ned rig, either a Z-Man, was it Green Pumpkin Party or Gobi, or Yoga Pants, or Little General, black powder or green pumpkin. It'll be black. I mean, we're saying my starting lineup. Starting lineup is going to be some sort of black Ned rig, probably the Little General on the 1/10 head. We're still shallow, so we've got the drop shot, the Ned, hair jig, spy bait, perch colored spy bait, dual realis, chatterbait, chartreuse and white, spinnerbait, all chartreuse, jerkbait, megabass 110 plus, and a regular megabass perch. What am I forgetting here? That's it. That'd be shallow. Deep, I'm going to have 2 drop shots, one with a 5/8, one with a 1/4, 2.5 foot leader, Great Lakes Finesse drop minnow, spicy melon probably, 1/4 ounce open water sniper jig, sexy melon, Little General on the back, green pumpkin, 3/8 ounce open water sniper jig, either Mothman. It's hard. I really only run 2 or 3 colors mostly in the football head jigs, just because I just have confidence, and any color would probably work, but I like to try to keep things simple. So you need a 3/8 and a 1/4 on. 1/4 is going to be for, if it's calm, I'll just use a 1/4 most of the time. But I just like that fall, and I'll either see them on the graph, drop down to them, or I'll make casts. Now, I'm very intimate with the schools of fish and the areas that I fish out on the lake here. So I'm very particular on areas I'll come to just from past experience that I know this group of fish for some reason prefers a drop shot, and then I might go to another group and I know they prefer a jig. It really depends on where I'm fishing. So I do have to have both a drop shot and a football head ready to go. But I use that football head the same way you would use a jig, or a drop shot. If I see them on the graph, or if I see a fish below my boat, I'm going to drop that jig right on them. It's more of the way you present that bait to these fish is the most important thing than color and what bait you're using, really. If I'm dropping on those fish, man, it's a straight fall or it's a cast, and it's let it sit on the bottom. They really seem to bite better when you don't put any movement, at least especially if you know you hit your target and you know there's a fish there. If you can wait 20 seconds before you give it a little shake, keep it on the bottom, that's going to be important. I also have just a straight net on a 1/10 ounce Z-Man Ned locks, and or the Great Lakes Finesse. I think their 1/8 ounce would be fine. What else am I going to have deep? Spy bait. I'll have a spy bait ready to go because there is some suspended fish over rock piles and things like that they'll come up and hit a spy bait. That's it. Ned football. And I guess I'll shake a minnow too. I know that's a whole thing with LiveScope and the pros on tour, but I feel like I can catch that fish more effectively and quick instead of having to shake a minnow in front of it. But it definitely is a technique that I'll use. I just feel like I can get bites fishing the normal way as well. Why do you dislike Lawrence so much when it comes to units? I don't dislike Lawrence. I just, where am I going to put it, right? Like, Big JP asked that. Where am I going to put? I can't run 3 graphs, right? I have 2 live scopes at the front, and I have a 360. So that's my waypoints up front that transfer to the steering wheel. Like, I don't have room for it. Lawrence was great at 2D, but so is Garmin. Hummingbird's not so good. That's why I have to run 2 units. I thought I had to. I think I can. The only reason why I ran Hummingbird was because I really thought that their side image was superior. But after seeing the Garmin and how it's set up this year in my boat, I could easily get away with just running Garmin. So there you go. I got nothing against Lawrence when it comes to their graphs. I think they're fine. I ran one on my first Camus. I had a 16-inch Lawrence on it. What else we got? First page of the manifesto. I use a hybrid hair, Sean, in the spring most of the time. I know I could get bites on them right now, but I made a video on it. I was pretty impressed. This was the first year I really used them, and I'll have some more next year for sure during those colder water months. Bo's liking this. Okay. Do you think it was the right thing to throw the blue diamond into the ocean? Robert, I don't even know what you're talking about, the blue diamond. Let me know. What else we got? How's the Camus stability efficient at the bow? Slump, I love this Camus. I don't know what other boat I would run. I was thinking about that. Every client that's been in boats and rides in that Camus, they all say the same thing. It's the best, smoothest riding rough water boat out there. It's not the fastest boat, and I'm completely fine with a 65-mile-an-hour boat. If I lighten up the load, and I've done it. I've taken everything out of my. If you take everything out of my Camus, I can run 72 all day long. But when I start packing, and I'm telling you, I have zero room. I should do a video on what I carry in my boat. It would blow your guys' mind. I really should. I'm the guy. If you need 4 AA batteries out there, I got them. Like, I have everything you need. I really do. Extra. I got it all. Let's see. You just use football jigs instead of a dark sleeper type of lure. Man, I've had fanboys of the dark sleeper in my boat. There's a famous guy that loves them, and he can't seem to. We haven't been able to put the program together out here with them. I'm sure they work. There's just more effective ways to fish, I think. Let's see. Right, Lee. I'm going strong tonight. Excited to have the day off. I am. I'm still going to get up early. I'm actually going to get, hopefully, the ramp before sun comes up and try to get everything. I'm not going to have time to do it all. I'm not. Do I have to get up in the middle of the night to pee? I've always had to. Some nights. Sometimes I just wake up with extreme pain. Ever throw anything with treble hooks? Lee, jerk baits, spy baits right now. Crank baits. I should be throwing cranks tomorrow too. Where was I? I found a pot of fish that were feed on alewives. Where the heck was that? I was with clients, so I didn't want to bring it out. They were spitting up Not gobies, but legit bait fish. I might do a little cranking tomorrow. I can't show it on video, though. There's a special little spot. Let's see. The raspberries. Oh, we're talking about the seltzer. Steve, ideal conditions for spy bait. Ideal, calm, high sun. Let's see. Ray, can you catch him on a chatterbait with no wind? Absolutely. For sure. I'm going to be bombing. I'm going to be running and gunning if I was using the chatterbait, 8 to 10 casts per stop and then moving on. I'm not just going to work a bank. Let's see. You said hummingbird might be a little crispier on side scan. Why would you run a 16-inch Garmin over a 6-inch bird? Because I still rely on 2D when I'm idling, and I really don't like hummingbirds 2D. I've never liked it. That's one of the main reasons. What type of trailer on the chatterbait? Okay. I usually use a grub. I've been using the new Kitech. I should say I made like 10 casts with a chatterbait this year. So Kitech makes a new grub. I'm trying on those. I just like a single tail grub on a chatterbait for smallies. But I think you can use the I mean any trailer you like. I mean Beast Coast makes that. I should try the Beast Coast one tomorrow. I haven't used that one much. Yeah, Texoma. When I throw a spy bait deep, I'm definitely tracking it on the forward-facing sonar, and it's really exciting because I'll pull up to a boulder and there'll be fish. My last fish, I had my client throw a spy bait on it. Well, what happened was this whole thing just started this year. We pulled up to a rock boulder. I actually, this is when I was in Tom's boat, but I had a spy bait on and I said, just throw this over there and see what happens. And all those fish he didn't even really count it down all the way. I was tracking it. We were in about 30 feet of water and that spy bait was 10 feet down. And those fish came up and one grabbed it. And so that was pretty cool to see. Multiple fish came up and one finally grabbed it. But then at the same time, this is just probably last week, we threw the chatterbait or the spy bait and we had the fish come up. I saw him. I was almost getting the net ready and he didn't want it. Like, so that happens too. Like, he definitely came up to look, but he did not bite. It's hard to sell a Camus. Yeah, it's hard to sell any boat. Waves, was that a 21-foot Camus? 68 is pretty nice. Sean, I just real steady on that spy bait. Slower the better. I use 5-pound braid to an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. What else? Nate asked if I'm fishing the Toyota in August. Depends on the weather. Depends on the conditions. I'll sign up last minute. Randy blocking impression. I'm not doing that. Does the Kitech still play? Yeah, we when I'm doing my drifts, I'll rotate. I still like a 2.8. 2.8 for drop shotting and then 3.3 on the ball head. I haven't thrown them much. Would ever do a lake trout or salmon tournament lake and tournament? Probably not. I'm not that dialed in yet. It's very addicting. It's fun. It's I really enjoy when I can get out in the evenings. That's the only time I can go. You guys might have went with Matt from Bass Talk Live twice. Went out once before that. I've only been out 4 times this year so far, but it's definitely enjoyable. Joey, there's not a huge difference between 5 and 8. I'm not sure the diameter. I prefer the 5, but you can certainly get away with the 8. Nate, do you have I do have the Bubba scale. Eric bought me the Bubba scale. I like it. Got to remember to shut it off. Doesn't have auto off, so your battery will die if you don't do that. What do you like to throw for a typical spin rod setup? Well, most of my spin rods are going to be medium light for Ned rigs and drop shots, and I'll have mediums if I'm throwing the tube, or if I'm casting a drop shot. I still prefer a medium. If I'm making casts shallow, I should say. How far from my house to the ramp? I can be at a ramp in 25 minutes, so not too far. No supernatural stuff, Nate. I wish I could tell you. There's nothing too crazy going on. Yeah, this was fun answering some Q&A. Glad you guys hung out. Listen, I do appreciate everybody sincerely. I know I met a lot of you people. I know you guys are very familiar. Friends of mine on here constantly. It's a really cool concept that we have this little platform every week and be able to talk fishing and any other crazy thoughts that I might have. I know I'm a little out there. Eric and I are both kind of out there. I get Eric's point. I do, but I don't even know what to think. I stopped caring. I'm just focusing on enjoying this reality. Go to the park and record. No, going to bed. Definitely going to bed. I'm so excited for tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to get around to anything I want to do. I'm confused. It actually turned out, it worked out great. I was a little disappointed. My client called me. Well, he left me a text message and said, hey, I have some family issues come up. But he's a regular. He books like 3 or 4 days a year with me. So this is definitely all the norm. And I just said, all right, well, I didn't respond back. I'd wait for the call later tonight. So he called me around 6 o'clock. And his girlfriend has emergency like gallbladder has to get taken out tonight or something like that. And he actually tried to ask her if he could still go, and she wasn't feeling it, which I get. So tomorrow's trip was canceled, but because of the ABA rules and the fact that I had Friday off, I was able to move him to. He's still going to get. I'm still going to be able to guide him the days that he had on the books. I just have tomorrow off now. So, except for the, I think I have 3 afternoon trips this week as well. How many hours of sleep do I average? More than you think. Tonight, obviously, 4 to 5. Depending on what I'm doing. I try to be in bed. If I can be in bed by 10, because my alarm, I just get up at 4. It's probably not as much as I'd like. Tim, no arrowheads. I wish. What else we got? Once you start going gray, you only need 4 to 5, I guess. Everything's ready. I'm really digging my system this year, guys. So new rules in place because I don't know how long I'm going to keep this boat. Just the way things are going, people aren't real aggressive at buying used boats right now. So I'm trying to really keep it in mint condition. And what that entails is, number one, at the ramp, I don't launch a boat until the clients arrived. And then I have them literally hold the boat. The rub rail does not touch the dock even. Like, I have 0 scratches in the rub rail, and I'm going to try to keep it that way. It's nice I'm not on the Chesapeake anymore. Like last year's boat, I guided on the Chesapeake still in the spring a little bit. And so my skag would get all worn with sand marks taken off in shallow water. My trolling motor would get banged up on stuff. Like, I got 0. And I'm only a couple of weeks in, and hopefully we can keep the roll, keep everything going. But I baby that thing. I got little bumpers out in the morning. I do not let that boat touch nothing. Trolling motor isn't going to hit any rocks. I'm real careful about that when I get up shallow. And I'm just trying to keep it in mint condition. But what I've done, I have the power washer hooked up. Water's running constantly to it. It's right outside the garage. Every day before I put it in the garage, I pressure wash the whole boat down from top to bottom. Takes about 15 to 20 minutes. Whether it be, it's been a lot of blood. Smallmouth gills start to bleed a lot. And we got a lot of blood marks all over the boat. They survive. They bleed a little bit. And just the way it is. But the watermarks, the scum line, all that, I pressure wash it. It looks brand new every time it comes in. And I just bought a new product last night. Of course, Instagram ad got me. It's called Boat Drip. So I'm looking forward to trying that. But really, my cleaner's vinegar and water. It's all you really need for everything, whether it be for your screens on your graphs, to water spots on the motor, to just wiping the boat down. I got Bass Boat Saver. I got all that stuff I've used, but vinegar and water is what I do. And I don't really wipe it down. I pressure wash it. You're going to have some watermarks from the pressure washer, where it sits if you don't wipe it. But I got the fans going in the garage, so that helps. But, every 4 or 5 days, I'll do a wipe down with a cloth as well. But we are definitely keeping that boat nice. Never bought a skag protector. Nope. Sean, that's a really good question. Do you fizz all your deep fish, or do you not keep them out long enough? I had a client a few days ago. We caught a 5.5 pounder out deep, 30 plus feet of water. He took a little longer than usual to play it. I like 30% longer, 30 to 40% longer than I thought. And that fish was tired when he came up. And it's a concern of mine because I'm not sure how many guys, I think the Bassmasters just made this river another top #1 or whatever in the country. And so a lot of people come up here to fish. And I don't know if they have the tools necessary or the knowledge about it, but if you take a picture and you keep that fish out of the water just a little bit longer than you should, and you let it go, they're going to float. They're not going to go back down. If you instantly release a fish, it'll normally go back down. So my client fought the fish a little longer than I thought he should have. And then there was a couple pictures. It wasn't long. I made sure of that. But that fish did not go down. I had to go back, grab it with a net, fizz it, and then it went. But I'm curious how many of these big fish are actually not surviving. It's just something to think about. But normally, if you let the fish go fairly quickly, it's going to be fine. Once you put them in a live well, though, you're pretty much going to have to fizz them. There you go. I guess we did it all. I wish I could tell you anything exciting coming up, but Beast Coast will be releasing that new the hair jig shortly, which that gets me excited. I wish I could go. I should probably throw it tomorrow. That would mean I have to make a long, epic run to get to an area where I want to fish, and I really don't want to fuel up twice tomorrow before my afternoon trip. So I'll probably stay local. All right, guys. Next week's going to be the PHYXTV. You guys can check out the link below in this description if you want to partake in that. We do one a month. It's not the best platform. Hopefully it'll improve, but all that stuff's out there. Lee, so I just recently guided someone that ate a couple smallmouth, not from my boat, and he said he loved them. So who knows? I just had that brown trout I caught yesterday for dinner tonight. That thing was amazing. 350 degrees for 30 minutes. I basically cleaned it, filleted it, but left the skin on, but took the bones out. And then I laid it on a pan, a little parchment paper, drizzle with olive oil, salt and pepper, oregano and dill, and baked it, man. It was so good. I'm like, I need to catch some more of these things. I love brown trout. I wish we could eat lake trout. I've never had one, but I heard they're not the best. We actually we've been catching tons of Lakers out there, and they're not the funnest fish to catch. Like it's kind of dead weight, and they're big though. They're 20+ pound Lakers that we're catching, and we just kind of let them go. But I don't know if I feel like they call them greasers, right? I think that's like the nickname for them, greasers. I just don't think people eat lake trout, but those browns were delicious. All right, I feel like I'm just rambling on here. Let's see. Oops, that's the wrong one. Smoke Lakers are good, maybe. Thanks, Ray. Too much mercury in them. I don't know about all that. How much mercury's... I don't know. I wouldn't even know. I don't worry about it. Oh, scallions, ginger. I probably would have tried that. There was a bunch of different recipes that I looked up. I just didn't have all the ingredients for them, so I just went with the standard. I had walleye the other night. Who did I have? I had some clients from Canada. I had to pick them up in Canada. And we caught some walleye. And they wanted to eat them. And then they didn't really have a place to put them when we got back to the ramp. So they let me have them. So I cleaned those suckers up and baked them. I've been trying to eat clean. I've been eating clean now for a month. Feeling good. Nothing but meat, a little bit of carbs here and there, some vegetables. I kind of prep. So I pre-cook this big ass ham. So I take a big ham. It's like this big steak. I take that with me in the morning, or when I'm out in the boat, that'll be my lunch. A little bit of cheese, blueberries, some protein shakes, some beef sticks. I'm good to go. Huh. New York recommends you only eat so many pounds per month. Interesting. I guess I don't know. I don't pay attention. Heavy metals. Actually, I was just talking about this the other day. I was going to get like a lead test done just to see where I'm at. I guess it flushes out your system, but I got to believe because I wet my lead with my mouth constantly, I'm touching lead. I wonder if I should get that looked at, but I'm not worried about it. Too concerned. There you go, FaZe. That's right. Low carb is the way to go. I love bread. I'm telling you right now, but it is not. It is not. I think it's poison. I think it's poison. I think the government knows it. I think that's why it's in the food pyramid. I think that's why it's served everywhere. I think it's not good. Genetically modified wheat is definitely a no-no. It's going to kill the villi in your small intestines, which is used to absorb the minerals that we really don't even have in our foods. So supplementation and eating right. Sunscreen, Steve, that's funny. I got a funny story about that. Some clients today, they brought on board spray sunscreen. They sprayed that shit all over the place, all over my new boat. I made sure to mention it. But yes, I do use a natural sunscreen just on my face, just the ears here, right here, and here in the morning. There we go. You guys know. What else we got? I guess we're going to wrap this up. I'm even going to rig up for me tomorrow. What am I going to do? Clayton, head north, boulders, individual fish, drop on them, shake on them. Or I should just get in that boat and idle. There's so many good flats and things I see on my graph every day. And it's just like, oh, I don't have the time. I really don't. If I could just find one special boulder tomorrow, I'd be happy. Tommy, I'm the same way, man. When I've launched my boat this time of year, I'm in shorts and a hoodie, and I pretty much keep that hoodie on all day. I keep it tied up. You kind of get overheated a little bit. There's people out wakeboarding and suntanning in their pleasure boaters, and here I am all hoodied up. So my guide trip tomorrow, my afternoon trips are only 4, so they go from 2 to 6. So it's not terrible. What cranks am I going to throw? I like that Spro deep diver for deeper fish. Strike King Series X5. I think this is called X5 or 5 Series, whatever. The whatever it is. And then I do like the Blitz, medium runner Blitz. I should do a little of that tomorrow. We'll see if I get into that chatterbait, jerkbait deal. I made a video about it maybe 2 years ago, and there's some phenomenal fish you can catch up shallow in some of that current on the river. And I'd be real curious if a guy committed to that bite. Actually, I just thought of that. There's another little deal going on. We might be able to do that. I got to run up to Cape for a little while, do some idling. Lee goes, how deep are you cranking? So I'll crank over 30, 40 feet. They'll come up for it. You ain't got to be banging the bottom at all, especially for smallmouth. But if I get up into an area where it's 8 to 10, I'm going to use that Blitz for sure. There'll be a little bit of grass around some of these islands, these small islands, size of a garage, size of your backyard. And I'm hitting the up current side of that. and I'm just making 8 to 10 casts, and I'm on to the next one. And if there's a big one on it, he's going to come up and show himself. Not so much for flat size this time. $10-hour drive. I'm taking the day off, man. What colors on your crankbaits? So Blitz has a so straight black on the Blitz. It's got an orange belly on it, which is fine. But for my deep divers, I'm going to use any type of sexy shad type of color. And I'm using the Legend Glass for cranking. Yeah, Lee, those fish will come up, hit a crankbait. Smallmouth will. You don't have to grind bottom. I will do a little bit of twitching with that crankbait to give it a little bit of different action on that retrieve, but it's really a burn. And it's almost impossible to use for me, like if you were just doing a standard crank on a ledge or something, you'd use a lower gear ratio reel. I can't seem to burn it fast enough. A 6.2, even a 7.4, you're going to have a little strain from cranking, but I think that's the go-to, at least for smallmouth. And I throw mostly bayfish, although that Blitz, I got a couple of them, but black, even a whale wart this time of year will work well. Now I just like the darker colors when I'm up shallow. Personal preference. I'm sure you can catch them on a perch colored, or, I don't even know if they make them. I still got a bunch of cranks I use from Live Target, made a perch colored crankbait, and their perch is dead on as far as, I think, the best imitating color crankbait out there. And maybe I'll tie that on tomorrow too and give that a try. And Lee, on those I use the Ozuri hybrid for my cranking. 12-pound test, 10 or 12. How do I keep pike from stealing your high dollar bass lures? I really don't catch a lot of pike up here. I catch more pike dragging a football head. I think we caught 3 pike this year. As much as we drag, you think you catch more, but I've only caught 3, and they've really been in the same area. Excuse me. I'm going to go out towards like 40 Acre Shoals, which is out towards the Canadian side, out in front of Clayton, I guess you could call it, more west. I'm probably going to do, if I was to crank, I'd be doing it in that zone. And there's definitely some pike and muskie in there. Sean, I like perch color jerkbaits this time of year. And I don't think they're gloss on the Mega Bass. But we'll see. All right, guys. I am going to call it a night. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see a bunch of you guys next week, Monday. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's still over 100 people watching. That's wild. All right, guys. As always, until next time, we'll see you on the water.